You're listening to the VTZone.com's weekly Scoutcast. Everything Hokies. And now here's publisher Jason Stamm.
Welcome to another edition of the VTZone.com's weekly Scoutcast. I am publisher Jason Stamm. Good to have our guys back. We had Max Esterhazen valiantly fill in for our main stars here last week, but we got Doug Bowman back. Doug, how's everything going?
Oh, it's going well. Just out here living the good life.
And Derrick "Skip" Hopkins. Skip, you've been all over the place too, man. You've been teaching moves and all kinds of stuff. How's everything shaping up over in Rich Vegas?
Everything's good, man. The only thing is, I was just sitting outside for about 5 minutes and got bit by. We got like 5 different mosquito bites on me, so itching pretty good right now. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good.
Now you know the trick, Skip. Instead of scratching and like making it worse, you make like the plus sign with your fingernail, right?
No, I never heard that.
You never heard that? Yeah, like you make like an indent with your fingernail and then like make it a plus sign, and it works every time. I don't know why that is. It's really weird. So if you didn't know that, I'm throwing out some knowledge here on the podcast.
Yeah, I see, man. Some knowledge going there with the bug bites.
Man, I've had a few bug bites through the years. I know how to work those things now.
This episode is going to be brought to you by Bug Be Gone. You got a long list of sponsors here.
Yeah, we're just adding them, man. You can never have too many resources in the VT Zone coffer here. So as much as we can add in, might as well do it. So I hear the squeaking doors in the background, but Skip.
Yeah, it's me.
I want to Skip, I want to start, man. I want you to tell us about your camp because I know you had a little delay. You had the first one. Well, I guess you had to cancel the first one. So now that you guys finally got a chance to get out there, how did the first camp here go?
I went pretty good, man. Had a few guys come out, and we really got into the fundamentals of being a D lineman and everything like this. So I had a good time. I enjoyed the guys, and the biggest thing was one guy. One kid and his parent, his dad drove down from Connecticut. No, excuse me. Connecticut. Connecticut? Yes, Connecticut.
I know you said you had one from Kentucky, so.
No, it was Kentucky. I'm sorry. You're right, Kentucky. He drove down from Kentucky, and that was really, really big. See somebody that's out of the state. Somebody that he's not even a Hokies fan. He just saw my advertising online and, decided to drive down. It's a 6-hour drive, so that was pretty big to see somebody out of the state to actually come down and, want to be a part of the camp. So that was pretty cool. But overall, I enjoyed it. Only my first one, so I'm looking next year to, do a little bigger and better thing. So.
Yeah, I know that drive to Kentucky very well, Skip. We have to do that a few times, go back and see family and stuff. But so was it? We all know that the intricacies of being a D tackle, but was it different, like teaching that kind of stuff and actually kind of being on the coach side of it?
Nah, it's not difficult because it's something I've been doing for a long time. So it just helps bridge the gap from me stopping playing and when you stop playing, you still have an urge to want to get out there. And the coach helps, bridge that gap with, okay, I can't get back out there, but I can go on the field and coach the kid up and help him learn and grow and develop. So it kind of bridges that gap and, kind of gets me at ease, when I do it. So it's not hard. It's just going out there and doing it.
So were there any, big-time recruits that we need to kind of be aware of for Scout?
Nah, it's more younger guys, so 8th, 9th grade.
We cover younger guys. Oh, 8th, 9th grade, okay.
Yeah.
So maybe
8th, 9th grade.
Maybe in year 2 of the Derrick Hopkins camp, you'll have some big-timers come up.
Yeah, hopefully year 2, Scout can bring some guys over or whatever, Jason can bring some big recruits down, to Derrick Hopkins camp.
Well, I
But
will
yeah,
say too, like, Skip, you broke Doug's heart. I want you to know.
I told Doug to come out, man. He just had to pay $100. I
Yeah, I
told him
was
to come
gonna,
on.
but then there was this UVA defensive lineman that told me to come to his camp, so I was out there with a UVA guy.
Yeah, I bet you ain't learned much, but you know, it's okay, man. Hope you had a good time just running around doing circles and stuff. But if you came to my camp, you actually learn something. But it's cool. Next year, come try a true D lineman.
Well, it may have been a good thing that Doug wasn't out there, corrupting young minds with the swim move, though, too.
That's true. Because man got kicked out. He's doing his own thing. It's that probably wouldn't have worked that well. So, that's probably the best fit for UVA.
Well, I wanted to start out with the. I figured that the Derrick Hopkins camp was probably the biggest news of the week, but the second biggest news is that Buzz Williams he had his contract extended for 2 years, so now it goes through the 2022-23 season. So I had 2 years extended. I know he had $70,000 put in more for his assistant coaches, so I feel like that's a pretty big deal. 2 scholarships endowed as part of the deal. Doug, I got to think, man, this is a huge. I mean, it doesn't top Buzz Williams being hired to begin with, but to be able to lock him up for 2 more years, I would think kind of quiets some of the movement with some of these other schools, TCU, Texas Tech, some of these other places kind of being rumored as far as with Buzz.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows kind of how committed Virginia Tech and Whit Babcock are to being really good at men's basketball. And I think if this extension didn't happen and Buzz had another great year next year, obviously, regardless of if he has a good year next year, other programs are going to come calling. But now with this extension, hopefully, Virginia Tech and Whit Bobcat have kind of shown that they're committed enough that Buzz can stick around for a lot longer than maybe he's here 2 or 3 years and he doesn't feel that the administration's as committed as he would like, and that's when you're going to start looking around. But 70,000 more that he can distribute among his assistants, two scholarships, obviously something about, and Virginia Tech's obviously going to support something like that. So, I think it's just about getting out ahead of the game. When Virginia Tech wins 20 games or whatever this year, all the same programs, or same caliber programs that called last year are going to call again. And if there's a big one, it's all about kind of just maintaining Buzz's satisfaction level at Virginia Tech, and it's a yearly process probably with a coach like that who's going to get the kind of attention he's going to get. I think it was a big step to kind of show what Virginia Tech is intending to do in basketball to Buzz, because I don't think up until this point Buzz really knew, but now I think you can bet that he's going to be there for another couple years.
Skip, what do you think, man? How big is that to get Buzz Williams locked up for 2 more years?
I think it's real big because this past season in basketball is probably one of the best seasons they've had in a long time. So to keep the coach that started the snowball down the hill, keep this thing going. I think it's big to lock him in, or not lock him in, but give him something that we want you to stay here. We like you. We like what you do in the program. Here's an extension. Here's more and more and more. So I think it's big. This shows that they're committed to him and they want him to stay. So if he does have a good year, hopefully he decides to stay in Blacksburg and keep the ball rolling. So, but I think it's big for Tech to do what they did and lock him. Hopefully try to lock him in and keep him at Tech. So.
Yeah, and Doug, you had a really good column, man, because I think you made some good points that, let's say Rick Pitino retires. Whenever he retires, we know he's getting fairly close. I got to think Buzz is probably one of the top candidates for a Louisville or some of these other blue bloods that will come. So it's probably not going to hold them off, but it's got to at least help in some other areas. And even recruiting. I mean, I'm thinking even not only the recruits themselves, but as a parent, knowing that, hey, odds are even higher now that, especially the next couple classes, your son goes off to Virginia Tech, the buzz is going to be there the whole duration that he's there.
Yeah, it's huge, both areas. I mean, yeah, like Louisville, Rory Williams retires and Carolina wants him, although I assume they'll go Carolina guy. But one of those kind of programs, like, they're going to throw $4 million at him and say, come coach at one of the top 4 or 5 programs of all time. Any coach is going to take that deal. But if Buzz Williams were to leave after 2 or 3 years to go to Kansas State or something like that, I mean, I think that would be ripping the heart out of the men's basketball program at Virginia Tech. So they kind of swatted that possibility away, I feel like, with this. And then on the recruiting side, it's so fluid with coaches moving every year, and you have those recruits that are locked into a certain assistant that gets hired away just to get the player or something like that. But I think this kind of shows Virginia Tech's got a little stability growing, and obviously Buzz Williams is heavily involved with just about every recruit. So, anytime you can say, I just signed this extension for another couple years, I think that's big for recruits these days.
Yeah, and Max and I talked about him a little bit last week, but they got a darn good one, man, and Nickel Alexander-Walker. He's already committed for 2017. I mean, that guy led the Under Armour All-America camp, the whole entire camp. It was about 85 of the top guys, at least on that circuit. Led him in scoring over the duration of that camp last week. So this is a guy who's really, just really taken off from the last time I saw him in person last year. I thought he was more of a secondary guy. I think he can be a guy that could totally carry a team now after seeing him last week.
Is he a 5-star kind of guy?
I don't know if he's 5 stars, but I think he's definitely – I think he's more top 50. I think we've got him like 70 right now. I think he's probably should be pushed up at least pretty darn close to 50. So, that's up there. You're talking about an all-conference kind of player with that kind of ranking. So, I think he could definitely be an all-first-team ACC a couple years down the road. Let's say, who knows how it all plays out, but he's got that kind of potential after watching him.
Yeah, he's got that hyphenated name, too, so...
I know, there's hyphenated names. I don't know what it is, but they always seem to. It's just kind of something about it. I don't know what it is. Just adds an extra step, extra little boost in your shot.
Is he left-handed?
No, he's right-handed.
Oh, I was about to say, if he's left-handed, oh boy, we got a player on our hands right there. Hyphenated name and left-handed.
Get the jersey ready to go up in the rafters.
Well, also, Doug, they got another, as far as coaches go, finally have a whole staff now. I feel like, honestly, I thought this hire was going to be made about a month ago. We've gotten into, we've already had one evaluation period. There's 2 more. Christian Webster's coming over from UCF, coached 2 years at Harvard. This is a guy, he's coached 3 years. 3 years ago, he was playing in the NCAA tournament with Harvard. He was on the team that upset New Mexico in the first round. That was 2013. So, I don't know. Young guy. Seems like he's very energetic. I know I talked to Evan Daniels, had nothing but good things to say about him. Doug, what do you think about the hire?
Seemed like 3 years as a 3 or 4 year start at Harvard, and then or he's one of their best players ever, and then a couple years there as an assistant coach immediately. A couple years he was at Central Florida, right? Yeah,
Central Florida. This guy's like taking off quick.
He's like 28 or something. So
I don't know. He's even that young. I think he's 25, 26.
Yeah, he's young, so he's obviously going to fit in, I guess, as the third assistant if you're going to look at a depth chart of assistant coaches. But I think he's probably got really strong connections in D.C., which is where he's from, and it's obviously a big recruiting area for a lot of programs, and especially for somebody like Virginia Tech 4 or 5 hours away. I think that's big, kind of, to have a really strong relationship there. Kind of weird how we all thought it was going to be somebody that is a Buzz Williams guy, but I don't know what the connection here was.
I don't know if there was a connection.
Like,
I think this guy just was, one of the best options out there. You talk about a young, up-and-coming guy, and you mentioned where he's from, connections there. He's playing experience. He's played in the NCAA tournament, played a couple of games. So, And that game that they beat New Mexico, I know was the first NCAA tournament win in Harvard had ever won. So it was a pretty big deal. I remember when they did it.
Yeah, he seems like kind of the guy who could be the next head coach at Harvard after Tommy Amaker leaves.
Yeah, that's kind of the he may end up being one of those. I mean, Tommy Amaker's I think has got a few years left in the tank, but I mean, this guy's I'm pretty sure he's 26. He's still really young.
Yeah, he's super young, so I mean, he's obviously going to recruit well, and they bumped up Jamie McNeely and what's the other guy's name? Steve Rockoff.
Steve Rockefort, yeah. So Rockefort now is basically Buzz's right-hand man.
Yeah, so he'll have time to learn and kind of fit in and see where he is, but I think the main goal is just get him out there recruiting, especially here in July.
Yeah, so my thought is he's probably like the Skip Hopkins of basketball. He's out there already coaching and doing all this stuff, and he's only 26.
Whoa. Hey, man, I don't know about that, man. He's probably a great guy, a great coach, but be a Skip Hopkins basketball, man. I need a big man coach, man. He was a point guard. I need somebody that's 6'8", 6'9", power forward coach. That's what that's a Skip right there. There you go.
This guy's 6'5". He was like he's more of like a 2 or a 3, I guess.
Yeah, that's that. That don't count. His back was not to the basket. No, that does not count. His post game was not good.
So he's got some work to do. It sounds like already.
Well, no, there's nothing he can do, man. He played 2.
Is what he is.
It is what it is, man.
He can't help he's 6'5". Yeah, but in football, he's tall, man. 6'5" is tall for football. He'd be a big receiver.
He would, but he played basketball, so he's not that tall.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, Doug, and one other coaching hire, you being our baseball guy. Now, Skip can weigh in any time now, but also got a new baseball assistant coach, Jamie Penzino. He's a 15-year coaching veteran. He was the pitching coach at Oklahoma under Pete Hughes. I'm sure that's partly, that's the connection. I mean, I'm sure he comes very highly recommended from Hughes and former head coach at William and Mary. So, guy, seems like he has some experience. Again, like I said, he's got the connection. I mean, on paper, it seems like a really good hire.
Yeah, he's had an interesting career. He's been a head coach a couple times, and head coach at William Mary, left there to be a pitching coach at Oklahoma, which a lot of those mid-major college head coaches will do just to try and get a jump on the next a major head coaching job. So, obviously he's been an East Coast guy for a while and coached at William and Mary for a couple of years. So I probably wanted to move back to the East Coast, but that's definitely the connection Pete Hughes to Pat Mason. It seems like he started looking to move, and Pete Hughes handed it to Pat Mason. So, but I mean, obviously the pitching struggled, and they've had a couple injuries or whatnot last year. So they made the change at pitching coach, and we'll see if it works out for him. But I mean, he's got an impressive resume. Anytime you've been a D1 head coach at a couple places already, that's pretty encouraging.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to think, obviously they want to keep guys in state, but Northeastern, I mean, with the Pat Mason connection in Massachusetts, Northeast area, him having some recruiting experience up there, I think's got to help. He was at Bryant, which is also up Northeast, so he's definitely got some experience in that direction. Then, yeah, like I said, at William and Mary. At Oklahoma. I mean, this is a guy I think you make some good points, Doug. I can't imagine him staying real long. I think this is just another step towards, again.
Yeah, he's angling for another head job.
Yeah, I think he wants to be a head coach at a Power 5 school, and
which is fine, because if he gets a head coaching job, then that means Virginia Tech's winning games. If
that's true.
If doesn't win, then he's going to be looking for another job next year.
And they need all the help they can get. I mean, Virginia Tech struggled so much last year. So anytime you get any kind of positive like this, I think is always a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, Oklahoma's a really good baseball program too. So he obviously got some great experience out there and can bring it back to the ACC.
So, Skip, I want to get your thoughts, man. I know Doug and I have talked about it on here a few times, but we knew it was going to happen. It finally happened this week where Houshun Gaines and Adonis Alexander got reinstated. I know they worded it, they're going to be out at least the Liberty game. I can't see it any more than that. I honestly thought it was going to be like a half, so this is honestly a little more than I thought. But what do you think about them, those guys getting reinstated and the punishment that they're going to have to do?
I'm glad they got everything settled and handle all the legal issues and everything like that. So so they learn from their mistakes. That's all you can do. And of course, there's gonna be punishment, and they might probably miss the first game or whatever. But let's hope the biggest thing, hope they learn from their mistakes and try to get better from it and become better men from this this mistake that they made. So only they can change. There's nothing nobody else can do. But I'm just glad they got it past it. I'm glad they got reinstated, and looking forward to do big things this season. But I just, as a man, as a man, I just hope they learned from their mistakes and kind of grew up from the situation. So.
Yeah, and I mean, it's in the grand scheme of things. I mean, it's really pretty minor what they did. I mean, I don't want to downplay it too much because they shouldn't have been doing it. I mean, especially you're playing football. It is illegal, but you look at what some of the stuff going on at some of these SEC schools. These guys off the field, these issues. It's just kind of
talking about Mississippi State.
Yeah, I wasn't going to be specific, but Alabama even with Cam Robinson.
That's true. Seems like if you get caught doing something you're not supposed to in the off season, no matter what it is, it's a 1-game suspension.
Yeah, I mean it has to be really bad to be more than a game
past that season opener.
Yeah, well, yeah, in most places that season opener is not much of a not much of an opponent. Of course, Virginia Tech did open with Ohio State last year, and we were talking about Ohio State having some guys suspended, Joey Bosa being one of them last year. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's good to finally see him back, and I guess I'm glad they didn't wait until the beginning of fall camp here in 3 weeks to finally officially bring him back. I'm glad they kind of did it at this point where it's still kind of dead, and they can kind of get through it and give everybody some time to get over it.
Yeah, I mean, and it gives all the other guys 1 game against Liberty where there'll probably be a lot of snaps available.
Yeah, I mean, especially Alexander.
Spot. I mean, he was going to start and now get 1 full game to try out. Whoever makes a move in August to see what they do in a real live game situation.
But it is still Liberty, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Really, it's like basketball team playing Radford. It's like, okay. You get live reps, you get live snaps, but
yeah, you get them in front of 65,000 people and see what happens.
Yeah,
it's hopefully they
before they go in front of 160,000.
So I mean, yeah, this Liberty game. It's going to be excited, but I mean, it's not really going to be. Hopefully. I shouldn't say that, but hopefully it's not a test. Not until the Tennessee one. And then that's going to be the big one. All those people, all those, fans and the environment and things, all that stuff like that. That's when it's going to be like, okay, let's see what we got.
Well, I'd tell you one thing that, this time of year, it's just watch list after watch list. But I feel like one significant one, I mean, it's no surprise, but Isaiah Ford being on the Biletnikoff list I thought was pretty significant. But, Skip, do you pay attention to any of these watch lists at all?
Nah, not really.
Did you pay attention when you played, though?
Nah, not really.
Not even then?
I wasn't even on one, I don't think.
Well,
I don't know why, But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter until you actually play. I think Danny, Nicholas, looked at all those guys on the list, and that season didn't grow as they play, and so it's good to be recognized as one of the best, or whatever the case may be. But you still got to go out and play and prove your skills on the field. So it's just it's a list that could change. Midway through the season, it could change next week. It's not really that big to me, at least. Some people it's a big thing, but to me, as a player and as just a fan watching the game, it's not really that big because you still got to actually go out there and make the sacks and make the tackles, and actually block people and catch the ball and all the stuff like that. So.
Well, and I know there's going to be at least a couple more watch lists that come out. So usually always
Filling
leading up
space
to
in the media guides.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just mentionable.
It's big for the media guys to, fans like to see, who's on the watch list and
It's PR.
all the things like that. So
I think the college football playoff should come out with their own watch list of the top 60 contenders for the college football playoff or something.
I don't know about
Top 60?
60.
Yeah, I mean that's what they do with a watch list. How many people on the watch list? It's everybody.
I haven't even counted, man. It's like anybody who did anything.
Huh?
It's like anybody who did anything last year is on a watch list.
Yeah, you won a game, put them on the college football playoff watch list.
So you'd have Hawaii and Central Michigan and Troy.
They need something to put in their media guide.
Oh, yeah. No disrespect to Troy, but I don't think they're going to be on any kind of playoff watch list anytime soon. But
jeez, man, they could be coming up. It might
Troy?
come up next year. Yeah, man, he might get some good players in there.
I mean, they've had a few. Had DeMarcus Ware, and there's one other guy. I played with the Giants. I'm blanking on his name. OC Umenyiora. Yeah, he's from Troy.
Yeah,
University over there.
They're DN hub right there. Cover the best in the league, man. DN hub. Look out.
Alshon Gaines got kicked off. I heard he's going to Troy.
Look out for Troy D-line, y'all.
That's right.
DN hub.
Well, Doug, last thing I wanted to get to here, we did have basketball-wise, and I've kind of skipped back here because we started off with basketball, but you'll finally know, at least, I guess it'll be, another 4 weeks till we know the full schedule, but we do know the big preseason tournament that the Hokies are going to be in is the Wooden Legacy Tournament Thanksgiving weekend out in California. They're going to be playing New Mexico, and if they can win that game, looks like they're probably going to play Texas A&M in the semis. What do you think about that bracket, or is it just one of those you just kind of look at and you're like, okay, cool?
Yeah, I mean, this is a really good field. I mean, they could play, if they win out, or if they win the first two games, they could go New Mexico, A&M, and then like UCLA or Dayton probably. I mean, that's three really good games, really got good opportunities. To start getting that resume going. That could be a big weekend, particularly for Virginia Tech. You got the basketball game Thursday, basketball game Friday, UVA football Saturday.
There you go.
Could play UCLA on Sunday night for a championship. That's a weekend right there. That's
a big weekend, and like you said, that's ones that would really pad the tournament resume, get that strength of schedule up. Other than the, what was like 200 something the last couple of years because of the non-conference schedule. Jeez.
No more Radford. No more
brutal.
Lamar, no more Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Oh God. Played all these guarantee games, and then when you lose any of those guarantee games, it kills your strength of schedule. Kills it anyway, but when you lose, it's just that much worse. Ugh. So yeah, I'm kind of glad to get those. So many of those, I guess, out of.
Who did they lose to first game of the year last year?
I'm already blank, Doug. It was one of those SWAC teams, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They played about 4 of them.
Team.
Was it Pine? It might have been Pine Bluff.
No, it wasn't Pine Bluff.
It wasn't Pine Bluff?
I don't think so.
Terrible.
It was Alabama State.
Was it State or A&M?
Or something like Alabama A&M, Alabama State.
Might have been A&M. It was bad. It was bad. Like they had no business losing.
advice to Buzz Williams: don't do that, no, especially with extension.
Yeah, I think he'd be wise to win any game like that this year.
Yeah, that's like Tech losing to Liberty, man. It's just like, what? Really?
Let's hope it doesn't. Let's cross fingers. Doug, you got a shout out this week?
Gonna shout out our number one loyal listener, Whit Babcock. I know you're out there listening to this, probably on your way into work, but good job on that. Good job on that Buzz Williams extension.
That's pretty good. I think that works. I think Whit's done a pretty good job so far. I gotta give my shout out to the Virginia Tech assistants, man. They get a pay increase. I could give it to the campers at the Derrick Hopkins camp, but I think by a slim margin, I'm going to give it to the Virginia Tech basketball assistants for getting the pay raise.
Gee, that's cool.
Skip, who you got?
Yeah, 70K.
So is that 70K each, or just divided by?
No, just the whole pool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pool, so they can use it for the ops guy or any other staff positions, I guess. Skip, who's your shout out?
Shout out to my mission team going to Brazil with me, man. Shout out to all those guys. We're getting ready to go to Brazil, and looking forward to it. And doing missions. We're going to do missions over there. Go to some orphanages and speak at some churches.
Is the missus going too?
Yes, we're both going.
She's going? Okay.
Yeah, she's going. So it's going to be a nice little trip, and I'm looking forward to it. So, first time in Brazil, man.
I've never been to South America, so it's a shame y'all couldn't be doing this mission trip like in another month from now when the Olympics are going on.
I know. I mean,
just do a little swing by Rio there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're down there for a while, they got some room in the golf tournament that you can probably sign up for.
I'm not really a golfer, man. I'll just go shopping or something, in Rio instead. I heard they got nice shoes and stuff like that. So
now, are you guys gonna be in like the jungle part, Skip, or are we talking about like more like the city?
We're gonna be in Sao Paulo.
Okay.
So it's not really the jungle, We got a pretty nice hotel we staying in, and we're gonna be traveling around. I know we going to the favelas a couple of times, and doing some ministry and things there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You see it in the movies, like Fast and Furious, and that it was in that movie, and you see it now. I'm actually be walking through it, so it's gonna be pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. It's always pretty cool to get back and do some mission work. I did some stuff when I was in college in Biloxi after all the Katrina stuff, and it was really cool. Anytime you can get to do something like that, it's always a pretty good thing. So, guys, I guess that'll do it for this week's Scoutcast. Kind of have to play it by ear. I know it sounds like I'll definitely have Doug on here next week. Hopefully we don't lose Skip trying to, having to machete his way out of something down in Brazil.
Yeah.
So
I'll be live from Brazil. Nice.
So I don't know if I don't know. I don't know. Don't get lost in any of the carnival stuff down there either, Skip.
Nah,
I'll swallow you up.
I try not, man. I don't think I'm gonna be involved with that stuff at all.
Okay. Well, I know we'll have Doug on here. We'll kind of have to wait and see if we can still skip away for a few minutes down in Brazil. But I don't know, man. I never know what we're talking about week to week, so we'll see what happens in the next week. But plenty of stuff going on right now. Open evaluation periods back going on for basketball, so plenty going on all fronts, and only a few weeks away now from fall camp. So for Doug Bowman, Derrick Skip Hopkins, I'm Jason Stamm. Thank you for listening to another edition of the Scoutcast, and check us back here next week.